What's going on, guys? Matt over here with Lethal Camaro, and today I have a special unboxing for a brand new product. Now, this is a product I think a ton of people have been waiting for. It's one I know I was waiting for, but I basically got a Pro Charger while waiting, and so therefore I don't need it anymore. But it is the GM Performance. Well, let's find out. Let's open the box. And yes, I have my knife. And so this product is from That GM Parts Guy. If you guys are ever looking for products for your GM vehicles, hit up that GM Parts Guy. It's thatgmpartsguy.com. Even included some really cool stickers. See this? They're awesome. Okay, so this box is stapled and taped. So what's in the box? It is the GM Performance cold air intake. Now, what's included? You get actually let's just go ahead and unpackage everything. Like all GM products, everything's sealed plastic. This looks very familiar. Have you guys seen this before? I think I've seen this before. There is I mean, it's even packed the same. Let's see here. We'll go ahead and move this box to the side. This looks very all too familiar. So the rumor is that GM was licensing out their GM Performance setup to cold air inductions to make their cold air intake. And based on the design here and this MAF gasket, which is exactly what they sent to everybody who basically ordered the cold air inductions version early and to eliminate the whistle. That's what this is. This isn't GM made up. This is I actually have this product. It's sitting in my dresser or my drawers for my toolbox. Sorry, I'm giving you guys Blair Witch. So that's probably the air filter. Here's the MAF housing. Pull this out. Yep. It's even lined the same. I will say though, it does look like it's sitting slightly in a different place. See? And of course, the lid, and of course, this, dang it, how much this? I get it this side. So you got the plexiglass, you have the GM Performance. That actually looks really clean. I like that. I think that looks good. Same exact bolts. This is a cold air inductions, cold air intake. I don't care what the box says. Yeah. So for all you guys out there who have been waiting for the GM specific one, this one says GM all over it, but it's the cold air inductions. So all you guys who didn't put a cold air intake on your vehicle for all this time, hey look, even a different color filter. But it's the same filter. Oh, they didn't put all the same. So there you go. In the box, you have the filter, you have the tube that comes off your throttle body into the main MAF housing. That then attaches to the filter that goes through the hole in the mount box, and then here's your insulated air box. Yeah, and then this part of the install is for your so it doesn't whistle. They're calling it an extension kit, but it's really to eliminate the whistle that the standard cold air induction products came with when they first shipped. And it's not a whistle that is a product of the cold air intake. It's a whistle because of the stock throttle body. The stock throttle body on the GM setup, you could take off the whole cold air intake and that whistle is very apparent. But because of the heavy plastics that GM makes that stock intake manifold, it masks the whistle. So looks like there's a couple tubes, and on this paper, and I don't want to show this on camera because there's serial numbers, but yes, this does come with a tune. There's an authorization kit, all sorts of stuff, code numbers and everything. That being said, LT1 Camaro accessory cold air intake. Yay. So, but you'll need that code to get it tuned, but I want to talk to you guys about that right now. So, let me get my camera fixed. Let's stare at my ugly mug for a second. So, as you guys may or may not know, this cold air intake is 37 state legal. This is not 50 state legal. Now, there are plenty of places that will ship this to you, no matter where you live. But do know that this does not come with a CARB certificate for those states, like California or a few others, that get crazy about emission standards. Now, what's the difference here? What's the tune provide and all that other stuff? From my understanding, the tune makes it more emission friendly. It does not increase the airflow. It does not adjust. It may adjust based on the MAF sensing or where it's positioned for the airflow, because as you know, the airflow comes in around the MAF housing at different velocities or at turbulent levels. And so depending on where that MAF sensor is will depict on how it reads in the ECU side, which then has your car either run rich or lean or perfect. Do you need the tune to install this? No, you don't. This is exactly the same as a cold air induction's cold air intake. You bolt it on your car, you gain power, it sounds better, it breathes, it's great. The tune itself is mainly for your car to be emissions legal for your state, for the most part. Will there be a performance gain from the tune? Not that I've seen and not that I've heard. But again, this is the cold air inductions, just branded in the GM performance. Now for everyone out there who has been waiting for this to have a GM performance part to make sure that their warranty was good no matter what, you're still good. But keep in mind there's a few things that you want to think about based on install labor and the tune that you can have applied to your vehicle. Installing this on your car will not throw a check engine light. You will not see a check engine light. And if you do, it's probably because you installed something improperly. So just make sure everything's tightened up and good to go. As far as going to your dealership, before you buy this product, make sure to call your dealership and find out about them doing the tune. And will they do it if you install the product, or are they gonna require you to have them install it, which obviously will cost money, and to do the tune install. Now, typically, some dealers will allow you to install it yourself, and by purchasing a GM-based product, it's covered in the cost to have your dealership flash the tune. That's how it should work. Not all dealers are the same. Not all dealers apply by those books. It's a nightmare out there. So do yourself a favor and call your dealer ahead of time. Now, if you live in a state that is not 37, that is not on the list of 37 states, you are not gonna be able to go to your dealership and have the tune applied. They will get a flag in their system that says, do not apply this tune to this car because this car shouldn't have it in this state, blah, 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 blah. Can you buy this and put it on your car? Yes. Will GM still honor the warranty because it's a GM performance part? They should. Can you get the tune? Probably not. Is it gonna hurt your car? Are you gonna get a CEL? No. If you plan, I mean, most people who are gonna be buying this who have been sitting on the fence waiting for the GM part, you're basically paying, you just waited an extra time to get a cold air inductions intake. Is that a bad thing? No. It's really just GM pulling the wool over your eyes in a sense, which isn't a bad or a good thing. If anything, they just made a lot of people wait a very long time for no reason. And it's kind of awkward because basically cold air inductions is selling two different product, or the same product two different ways. I mean, it feels weird. They're selling two different products here. But they're the same, identical. I mean, maybe the MAF housing is slightly different and it comes with a tune. But from everything that I've seen and heard, it provides no benefit. And I apologize, I got children crying in the background. So yes, so the GM Performance Cold Air Induction Intake, that's what I'm going to call it from now on. We call it the GMP CAI. Yeah, we'll go there. The GMP CAI is a very nice product. As you guys could see, it's high quality. It's really nice. The filter here is a nice blue, if you guys like that color. Basically, there's the red one that you can get through the cold air induction. So you can even buy replacement filters, which I probably am guessing is cheaper than buying replacement filters through GM. And again, the same tube. So you obviously have your, I think this is upside down. So you have your sound tube and your return valve here. And again, in the MAF housing, that's where your MAF sensor slides into. I mean, it's actually padded slightly differently. There's almost like some sort of weird material here on the inside and super slick. I know the one that I had was just super slick the whole way around. It didn't have this this material, which obviously changes how the airflow comes across and probably changes how the MAF housing reads. Just really interesting design changes here from the original one. And again, the spacer, this is specifically for the whistle. So if you guys aren't familiar with the cold air intake whistle that was happening, again, it's a product of the throttle body. It is not a product of a cold air intake of any kind. It's really just air hitting the throttle body at a certain angle, causing this awkward whistle at certain RPM ranges. I have a video of it here, or actually check it out in the upper right-hand corner. But if you don't put this on, you'll get the whistle. If you put this on, it just changes the characteristics of the airflow and eliminates the whistle. This little spike here is to disrupt the air to eliminate that whistle. That's what it's for. That's why it's made, nothing else. So if the whistle doesn't bother you, you don't need this. If it does bother you, put this on and you won't have issues. But outside of that, yeah. So keep in mind, that GM parts guy, he's gonna ship this product to you anywhere you live. So if you head on over there, and again, this product was provided by them for me to review and create an install guide for. I'm gonna be shooting that back to back. So this video is going live as an unboxing, and I'll have a follow-up video the very next day for the install guide. So if you guys are interested in this product, it is available on their website. The link is down below in the description. Go ahead and click on that. You can see it all there. Now, I do want to talk about one other thing here. On this product, and that GM parts guy highlights this very clearly on the product page for this product, GM still is having issues understanding this system in their back-end system, and most dealers don't even know this product is available. When Matt did an install for a customer, well actually Matt's dealer, or that GM parts guy, or they did an install for a customer. They had a 16 Camaro. In the system, when they installed the tune and they did the whole 9 yards, when the car came back on, it was running really awkwardly. It wasn't running as it should. They killed the car. They called the GM helpline or whatever it was, and they opened a ticket. And GM at that time originally was saying that the intake is only made for the 17 and 18, when on the order guide it says 16, 17, 18. And basically the next day they came back and they changed it and said, okay, this cold air intake is made for the 16, 17, but they removed the 18. So basically there's a service ticket number that has all these details cleared out on that GM Parts Guy website. So if you are gonna get this cold air intake and you are gonna go to your dealer and get the tune installed, reference that for your dealer. It's on the GM Parts Guy. If you follow the link down below in the description, you'll be able to see that there, and your dealer can reference that to the tech and they can make sure everything's good. But basically the car they installed it on, that was the 16, and it didn't run right after the tune and it came back on. They let it sit idle. They, I think they reset, so they disconnected the negative terminal again, and then when the car came back on, it was running perfectly fine. So keep that in mind. If your dealer runs into issues, point them to this video, point them to Matt's details listed on the webpage. It sounds like a nightmare, but that's just how it is. Welcome to working with GM in this instance, because they still have not figured it out on their back end. So the product works. The tune, no one really knows what it does, but from what I've seen from people who have taken it to the dyno with and without it, it did nothing performance-wise. So everyone's thinking it's just emission changes, if anything. But outside of that, this is the cold air induction's cold air intake. So you're able to bolt it right on. It should work. Everything's great. And again, if you do get a check engine light, check all your connections, check all your fittings, make sure it's tight, make sure your filter's on properly, etc., etc. So there you go. This is the GM Performance cold air intake, crafted by Cold Air Inductions, I swear. And I'm sure I'm gonna get yelled at for saying this a million times, but it's true. This is a Cold Air Inductions product. It is. Sorry, GM. Just saying it like it is. I wish I still had mine. I would compare it side by side and show you. I mean, it would be blatant rip-off, like either Cold Air Inductions or GM would have to sue one another, but it's basically a licensing agreement for the most part. So it's not a bad thing. It just sucks that we had to wait for so long to be able to get this product. So either or, thanks for watching this unboxing video. Hopefully if you guys are interested in the product, you guys can get it from that GM parts guy and get it quickly. Let me know in the comments below if this is something you've been waiting for. If not, thanks for watching the video. As always, likes, comments, shares are appreciated. Look forward to the install guide that's literally gonna go live tomorrow. And until next time, or until the next video, I hope to see you guys on the road. And a huge shout out to that GM parts guy. Thank you for sending this over. Again, for all your GM parts, hit their website. Link is below. Love you all. Thank you.